Hello everyone, and welcome to the Stream Many Things. I'm Wheeler, your host for tonight, and we have started doing unboxing streams a little differently. I'm actually going to start calling them by the name that I want them to go by, which is Brick by Brick, which you should have seen at the beginning of this video. So, I was debating whether we should keep doing these, but I like buying minis, and it seems to me that a lot of people like seeing reviews of bricks before they come out, so I decided to keep doing it, and just to assist with anyone who wishes to question whether or not they want to buy. This will be just a brick. It won't be the full set. I don't have that kind of money, so but I will give you my honest review of everything, and hopefully you will enjoy. So this episode, we are going to be unboxing this brick, Richten Guide to Ravenloft, which just came out recently. I don't get any, prior sponsorship stuff. I'm not sponsored by Wizkids. I'm not doing this for really any money. I'm just doing it because I know that I appreciate when stuff like this would come out, and I want an honest review. So we're just going to dive into it, and you're going to see things on the screen of the minis up close and personal. So hopefully you'll have an idea of what you're getting into when you buy a brick. So we're just going to go ahead and open this up, and I'm just going to do what I can. Each one out, one at a time. Put them on the floor. That one is very heavy. That'll be a last. I like to save the heavy ones for last, so because usually those have the larger minis of the set, and those are usually the rares. So sorry if you're getting a lot of this sound. That's also very heavy. Okay. Some ASMR for you. Alright, so we're going to start with our first box, which is just one that I picked up. Let me see, I've got some scissors over here, I think. And what I'll do is when I take them out and I say them, you'll see kind of like how Gallant Goblin does it, where they open it up and then they'll show you the minis like on a little stand. That's what I'll do. But for now, just going to open this up. And much like how I've done unboxings, we will save the large that's in the box for last. So our first mini of this brick, if I can get it open, is going to be Arthur Sedgwick. So a lot of the minis in this set are going to be specific characters that are Barovia or Ravenloft inspired, which is completely fine because you can use creatures or characters like this for really any model that you would want. I kind of like this one. Like I've said in the past few unboxing videos, the paint job has gotten, better over the years. This one looks like it's missing a touch of shade on it that would add just a very nice depth to it. The face looks like a face, but altogether not bad. It's 15 out of 53, so this is still in, I believe, the common range. But he's got a nice sword that's not bent, which is surprising because a lot of the times the swords and weapons will be bent. But it's a relatively okay paint job. I'd feel comfortable putting it at a table for anything. But if I'm playing through Ravenloft, I'm glad to know that I have Arthur Sedgwick. So that's the first mini of that box. The second mini of this box is going to be Sian Chang. So I know that with the release of Van Richten's, there was a delve into the horror genre, and a lot of these characters are denizens of the mists that kind of surround and make up Ravenloft as a whole. This is a very well painted mini. I really like the outfit that she is wearing. There's nice purples and golds, and the detail on the front is actually relatively well done. I think it's a very, very finely painted mini. The face is actually a lot better on this one than the first one, but it looks incredible. So very well done with it. She is 43 out of 53, which I think is uncommon. It might be a rare, but I think it's uncommon. But yeah, very well done. A good mini to use for a noble or anything of that sort. But yeah, that is Sian Chang. All right, third mini in this set. Our first small one. Like small one. It's trash. Is a Grameshka. Now, I don't know too many things about these creatures, but it's got a bone in its mouth, and it's green, and it looks really creepy and crazy. I know that they are a part of the mist as a whole. Like I said, a lot of this is based around Ravenloft and the mist thereof. But it's just like creepy crawly. It's a really cool creature. I remember reading a little bit about it, but it's been so long since I've read it. So, yeah, cool mini. Paint job is decent. I think this is a common. Yeah, it's 12 out of 53, so this is definitely a common. So you might get plenty of these in the set, which is good because honestly, when you have something like a creature like this, you probably want to throw a couple of them at your party. But yeah, really, really cool mini, and that's the Grameshka. So, all right, our first large of the set. Sorry about the noises. Our first large of the set is a manifestation of Lorse. I think I'm saying that right. 32 out of 53, so uncommon. Really cool. It looks like a werewolf with or a weremoose, I guess. I don't know. It's a really cool mini. I like it. You could use it as like a lycanthrope or any kind of were creature. It's got a hefty 6-pack. It looks ripped. The arms, the musculature looks really good. The fur looks really nice. I really like the paint job on this. The eyes are, well, how many eyes are going to be, but definitely a very cool mini, and I'm happy to have it in my set. So that is the manifestation of, I don't know if I'm saying this right. It'll be up on the screen. So I think it's Lorse, I think. But yeah, that is our first large mini of the set. So we will move on to the next one. There in my... All right, box number 2. We're going to go with the smallest first. That fell. That's okay. All right. Smalls first. And first up in this second box, we have a Loup-Garou. Now this, if I recall correctly, is an actual lycanthrope that is like an enhanced lycanthrope. The eyes are very well done. It's very dark, so it's kind of hard to see a lot of if any paint job. It's not, anything that's gonna wow you. But it's a cool mini to have, and they are vicious. They are ferocious and definitely an interesting like enhancement to your basic lycanthrope. But I really like this. This is number 1 out of 53, so this is the most common one, so I might get a few of these in the box, but I appreciate it. It looks just super cool, so I'm super happy with this. This is number 1 of 53, Luke Guru. All right, on to number 2. That came out very easily, and it looks like a specter or a ghost of some kind. It is a ghost. It is the ghost of Erasmus, 17 of 53. Now, again, this is a named character, but I appreciate the fact that they are putting stuff in that you can really use for anything. There's no paint on here. There's no like ink staining it, which is a little... it's not something I can't do myself, but I mean, you know, I like to have a little bit of color on it because ghosts tend to be like that ghostly blue or what have you. But it's a really good mini to have as... to use as a ghost, like just a regular ghost, and it's got clothes on it that make it look like a noble, so like you can use this for really anything. But it's a good addition to the massive horde of undead that I have in my mini collection, and is 17 of 53, so I think it's on the edge of uncommon. I don't remember what the numbers are though, so, but that's the Ghost of Erasmus, and honestly, not too upset with it. Looks really nice. All right, number 3 small of this set, the last one of this box, is Vampiric Tatiana. So again, another named character that can be used really for anything. Paint job leaves a little to be desired on this one. It's pretty standard, it's basic, there's not any shade to it, but you can definitely use this as a vampire creature in any game that you play, or like you can use her as the character that she is. She is 14 out of 53, so I think she is a common, which doesn't hurt because if you get a couple of her, she's definitely going to be a, you know, for high level parties, having a couple vampires go against it wouldn't be the worst thing. But all in all, it'll suffice as a mini. It's not, again, the best paint job, but it's definitely better than things I've seen in the past. So that is number 14 of 53, Vampiric Tatiana. And now for the large of this set, which isn't very large. He's just on a larger base. But for the large of this box, not the set, sorry. Headless Monster, not to be confused with the Headless Horseman, but number 29 of 53. It looks really cool. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Again, there's not much shade on it, but just the look of it, like the fact that it has no head is so funny to me and so cool. I appreciate the gradient of color. Again, this is just one of those things where I wish there was just a little bit more attention put into the paint. I understand that they have a lot of sets coming out, and I'm sure Fizzbands is going to be absolutely incredible. But it is still a very cool mini to have. I'm glad that I have it. This is definitely an uncommon at 29. And yeah, this is pretty cool. I like the one thing that I do like is the fact that like where the head is, it looks like there's something that like you can attach to it. I didn't get any attachments, but it just looks like you could like put like a brain in a jar on there or something and have yourself a Megamind, companion. But that's 29 of 53, the Headless Monster. All right, on to box 3. It feels a little heavier. Large isn't too bad. That's pretty cool. we'll get to him later. All right. So box 3, the first smaller one, i.e. small to medium, of this box is going to be a skeleton archer, number 6 of 53. Somehow probably one of the best paint jobs that I've seen so far. I love the little wrappings on it, and honestly, you can never have enough skeletons in your horde. Having this as a common in this set is probably one of the best things for this set. I know that I've been on Minis Gallery and I've been looking at a lot of the minis, and they are just slewing us with commons that we can use at every table, which I'm extremely appreciative of. It's actually how, when I first started getting into mini buying, the person that I was buying minis with, he was like, yeah, I only really buy the set if they have really good commons in them, because you get a lot of them. And this is one that I hope I get multiple of, because like it's just fun to have skeletons, and it's actually a very well done paint job. It looks incredible. It looks like very skeletal. I love the detail on like the cape and the back and the skirt that it's wearing, the wrappings. It looks really cool. And that's 6 out of 53. So like I said, it is a common, and I couldn't be happier with it. But that's the skeleton archer. Alrighty, number 2 of small in this set is Mother Lorinda, 16 of 53. Again, I don't know too much about the characters in Van Richten's. I read it for the reading of the horror aspect, but it's actually a really cool mini, and it's not badly painted at all. I love the greenish skin, the smile on her face, the creepy, like, clear aspects coming out, like roots growing out of her head. This could be used as like a lesser hag if you wanted to, outside of what it's used for in Van Richten's or in Curse of Strahd if you run into these people. But I just think it's so cool. I love that there's the detail of what she's holding in her hands, and you can kind of see what it is. I can't tell off the top of my head what it is, but it looks like a couple dolls. And again, it's just really cool to see the growths on the outside of her hair. So, yeah, definitely a cool mini. I'm happy that I got it. 16 to 53, Mother Lorinda. All right, last medium of this box before we move on to the large. Oh, really, really cool mini. Haslick, 40 of 53. I think this is an uncommon. Very, very well done in the paint job. There's like extra eyes on his head. Again, still could use some shading, but like very, very accurately done. It looks very nice. I love the aspect of the skull coming out as a magical effect on his hand. And you could use this as like a necromancer easily, in any kind of, I mean, any wizard really, but a necromancer would be cool because of the skull. There's just very fine details on it that come out rather well with the paint job. I'm impressed. But yeah, he's a cool mini. I don't know what I would use him for besides, like I said, a necromancer, but 40 of 53 means I'll probably only get one of him, but he's an uncommon, I believe. But yeah, that's, like I said, 40 out of 53, Haslick. So that is the last small. Now on to the large. And the large for the set looks really cool. He looks really buff and gross, but could be used for many different things. Number 26 of 53, the Relentless Killer. Honestly, it's like I've been picking boxes, and as the boxes have come out, the paint job has just gotten better and better. This guy looks
meaty. He looks beefy as hell. I love his scythe. I think that is so cool. I would 100% like if they sold just this scythe as like a mini, I would buy it because it just looks so cool. The details in the mask and his mantle look amazing. The skulls on the side actually have like a really nice shade to them. Yeah, some of the rope isn't colored correctly, but like it's just getting really nitpicky at that point. But as you've probably seen with all of our mini painting videos, I can get a little nitpicky when I do minis, but I mean, well done overall. I'm not upset with this in the slightest. I think it looks absolutely incredible and is just a cool mini to have. And you can use it for anything. If you have like a Temple to the Raven Queen that's gone missing and people are going to look for it, you can have this as like the guardian of that temple, because it's got all the Raven, iconography on it. Or even if you don't use it as it's used in Van Richten's or Curse of Strahd, you can use it in different ways there. So it's a really cool mini. I'm definitely happy with this one. But that is 26 of 53, the Relentless Killer. All right.
Next box. Oh, happy with the large in this set, but we'll get to it. All right, we're going to start with our mediums to smalls to, you know what I'm trying to say. This is, I can already tell this is going to be cool. Oh, such a cool mini. Okay.
So our first small of this set is 7 of 53, which is still a common, which this is a dope common. I'm not even going to lie to you. It is the Were-Raven. Now, it's going to be dark because it's a raven, but holy crap, look at those wings and look at like the face and the clothing and just the pose, the way that it's walking. It just looks absolutely incredible. Again, like where creatures are kind of coming more into the limelight, I guess you could say, with recent events and certain things, and the more variety there is to lycanthropy, the more people seem to be interested in making characters that are like this. So this can be used as an aspect of someone who has like been cursed with lycanthropy and turns into a were-raven. It can be used as a were-raven in general. You can use it as like a beefed up Kenku if you really wanted to. This is just a really cool mini. I'm not gonna lie. I love the wings on this. It just looks so cool. And it is medium, so it's very well done, and it is a common, so it'd be really cool to get a couple of these. Again, you could use them as like guardians of Raven Queen Temple, where they're like statues that come to life, or they're like creatures that, stalk the halls of catacombs, watching over the dead. There's so many things that it could be. I can't get over how cool this mini is. But that is number 7 of 53, the Were-Raven.
All right, next in line. Oh, this is probably the best box I've opened so far.
The second one in the line of medium to small to whatever minis that we have is number 2 of 53, the Bagman. I love this mini. I love the story behind this creature. I love the base of like what it is. I love the fact that there are details on the bag that it's coming out of. Spoiler free, it's just probably one of the most folk horror inspired creatures, and I love that. I think folk horror is, in my opinion, the most terrifying form of horror. And this creature fits that bill. It is terrifying, it is crazy, and it will make your party think twice about getting a certain magic item that most parties have. So, that is number 2 of 53, the Bagman.
It was a great box. It was a great box. Third and final medium to small of this set, if I can get it out of the bag, is number 34 of 53, which I think is an uncommon. It is Chakuna. Now, I also like this mini. I think that the details on it are incredible. The details have been getting so much better with minis. The sickle that she has, the trap that she has in her hand looks absolutely incredible. The tattoo on her arm, the like red war paint over her eyes. It is such a simple mini that it invokes such a powerful like aspect to it. Really could be used for a lot of things. It is a base kind of good, just female mini, female trapper. You could do a ranger of some kind. I really like the paint job. I think it's a good mini. It is uncommon, so it is a more intense named character. Again, I haven't read through a lot of Richten's besides the creating horror stories bit, but very cool mini, and cool to have in the horde. 35 of 53, Chakuna. All right, the large of this set. I was very happy when I saw this because I don't have a lot of... Oh, did I miss one? Did I get an extra one? I think I got an extra one. Hold on. Large mini has to wait for a second. I think I got an extra medium small because I thought that was 3, wasn't it? Am I just dumb? It was Chakuna, the Bagman, and the Wereraven. Yeah, I got an extra medium. Okay, cool. Dope. 25 of 53. I guess this is a surprise. Is the Death Knight. Now, I have a Death Knight. They've made a few of them. But I absolutely... Well, you're not going to see this, but I'm bending his sword back out because it was kind of warped into his body. Death Knights are really cool to have. I like that I have a variety of them now. So, not that you're going to throw multiple of them at your party unless you're sadistic, but the paint job's relatively well done. I appreciate it. One of the coolest things about this mini that I just saw was there's a hole through the middle of the chest that comes out the back. So it's like consistency in the dynamicism of the mini, and it just looks absolutely badass. Like, that's all I have to say about it. It's just a really cool mini. I love Death Knights. I love undead things. If you haven't taken that from what I've been talking about with the undead minis that I've been getting in this set, but it's an uncommon, which is not bad. I mean, again, it's pretty cool, I guess, to have multiple of, but this could be used as a skeleton. This could be used really as anything, a zombie if you really wanted to. But surprise medium creature in this one, number 25 of 53, the Death Knight. Okay, so now we're going to get to the large of this box, which I didn't have a lot of, and I feel bad because I feel like every good dungeon master should have like at least 1 or 2 of these in their repertoire, but it's number 35 of 53, so an uncommon, the Displacer Beast. Now, I know a bit about these. I had my first campaign that I played in, I had a Displacer Cloak. One of my players in my campaign has a Displacer Cloak. It is the most annoying thing in the world. But they are very cool creatures. They have these like large tentacle whips that they use to attack things. They are panther-like, and I just think that they are some of the coolest creatures that you can really pull into a game. I feel like everyone's rite of passage is like obviously a gelatinous cube, but and a dragon and a lich, I guess.
But the Displacer Beast is definitely up there on like and an Owlbear. Sorry, I'm just going off. But Displacer Beast is definitely up there on things that like you have to throw at your party at some point or another, just because it's fun. But a very well done paint job. It looks incredible. I really like it. I love the tentacles. I think one of the things that Wizkids has been doing very well recently has been getting like a very dynamic look to their minis to give it more of that like they're on the battlefield fighting when you use them on a battlefield. So that is number 35 of 53, the large for that set, the Displacer Beast. We are in the latter half
of this brick. Box number 5. So cool. Oh, the creatures for this are just so cool. Again, the large looks really cool. And I'm a super big fan of horror, so can't go wrong with that. All right. But for the mediums and smalls of this set, the first, or box, sorry, I keep saying set. The first medium/small of the box is a Whistling Fiend, which looks like a Babao, which I have a couple of. But, I mean, this is a creepy ass mini. It looks so cool, though. I mean, it's very xenomorphic, like with its tail and the like rib cage showing, but the spear that it has is really well done. The heart that it's holding in its hand, think about it like still pulsing as it's holding it, and its mouth is just so creepy. The little horn that comes up is why I thought it looked like a Babao. Very intense. Looks like it's also like dripping parts of itself, which is just leading more into the creepiness of it. I think this is a really cool mini, and like I've been kind of not being kind about paint jobs, but this is in essence a masterclass in how like you don't need a lot of color to make something look absolutely terrifying and really cool. So I really appreciate this mini. It's number 18 of 53, so I think it's a uncommon still. Might be a common. Again, I don't know the number space right now, but I'll have to look it up later. But yeah, 18 of 53, the Whistling Fiend. All right, numero dos. Oh, another winged creature. All right, second small medium of this set is number 5 of 53, the Sturgoy, which looks so cool. Very well done paint job, especially on the wings. Just looks grotesque. And I guess is like a were sturge, which are kind of like the mosquitoes of the D&D world, but like much larger. Like a humanoid version of a sturge, which I have nightmares about because they are just absolutely grotesque and weird. But a very cool mini. I like the very elongated proboscis. Yeah, I think that's the word for it. But paint job's simple, but looks very nice. So happy to have one of these in my set, and it is a common, so that's nice. It's 5 of 53, this Sturgoy. That's the second medium/small of the set. The third and final, although I guess I should check to see. No, just the third and final. Okay. So this is the third and final one of the set. And it is our first repeat. This is another Loop Guru, which makes sense because it's number 1 of 53. I'm not going to go too much into it. I might show the video of it again. But it's a repeat. Not a bad thing, though. Not ever bad to have them. So that is the last of that box. Now we are on to the large, which looks really creepy and cool. Sorry for the noise, but the next and last in this box, yeah, that's what I was thinking it was, because I mean it looks like that. It's number 45 of 53, so I think this is a rare, but it is the Unspeakable Horror. To go with my skittering horror that we got in the Boneyard set, this is a grotesque looking horror. If you really want to skeeve your party out and throw something at them outside of Ravenloft, this is definitely something to do. Could be like an arcane experiment, like a golem that just went absolutely awry. It's got one big clawed club arm and then one very long clawed hand that comes through. Looks like its head is like made of hands that are reaching out. A really grotesque and cool mini. Paint job is actually relatively well done on this. I like all the bony protrusions on it that you can kind of see from the color. I appreciate the fact that it is on a base that is, I think it's huge. I think this is a huge base. But it's just, I mean, just look at it. It just looks cool. A fun mini to have at the table if you really just want to scare the hell out of your party. So, happy to have in the grimoire. Number 45 of 53, that is the Unspeakable Horror. Super, super happy with that one. All right. Box number 6. We're getting through it. Thank you for sticking around. I appreciate it. If you're still around. If not, it's okay. I understand. Some of these minis are very scary. All right, box 6. Oh, this one didn't have any large thing in it. It is, which usually means that there's something that, yep, okay. So let me just make sure I have the pieces separated correctly real quick, because this is one of them that has a set that can turn into a couple things. If I remember correctly, unless this one just gave me 5 pieces. I thought this was... Okay. I guess it just gave me 5 pieces. Okay. Well, no large for that one, but I think a rare. So we'll just go through them. The first one in this box is number 13 of 53. My apologies. The Boneless, which I think is just absolutely grotesque. Like, imagine just being alive but not having any bones and still walking around and living. The face is absolutely haunting. There's some shading on this one which really lends to it because it just looks absolutely grotesque. The deep red of crimson of the inside of the body that you can see really just adds to the mini overall. It's a common. I'm so glad because I saw these things in the book and I was like, these are so cool. Paint job is relatively well done on this one as well. But like, just imagine you're like, yeah, you see a full skeleton and they fight the skeleton, and then like 20 feet down the way, there's this thing, just a boneless body coming towards you hauntingly, like doing its best to vocalize its feelings. Like, just absolutely grotesque, but I love it. All right, the next in this set is number 30 of 53, which is an uncommon, and it is Ivana Boritsi. Actually, very well done paint job on the mini. I love the little chalice of wine or blood that she has. I love the corset that she has on. It's very well, I mean, it looks very well cinched, at least from the picture, or the mini. Her face is a mini face. The mantle looks really nice. Another one of those characters you can use as like a noble, as a noblewoman at a party or something like that. You could use it as a vampire. She gives very vampire-esque
vibes, I guess is the best way to put it. I mean, well done mini overall. It just looks very seductive and enticing, but in like a creepy way, which I guess is kind of like the whole point of vampiric stuff. Honestly, you could probably, if you're playing in a Critical Role campaign and for some reason Delilah Briarwood is still alive, this would not be a bad Delilah mini. I think it captures the essence of her very well. And you could just find a vampire mini that you like that you could use for Silas if he's there. So that is number 30 of 53, Ivana Borizzi. Next up in this box, we have the Gallows Speaker. A really cool undead mini. I like this. I love the flowing aspect of how it looks, the cape in the background, which like you can't really see it right off the bat, but if you look closely on the back cape, there are faces in it that are screaming out. Whoa, what a beautifully sculpted mini. The paint job is, I mean, it's ghostly, it's ghastly, it's ghouly, it looks just absolutely not terrifying, but like that serene terror right before something comes and like absolutely just destroys you. It's got the little voice coming out as a magical effect out of its mouth. The face is like very opened and creepy. A really cool mini overall. I'm very happy with this one, and you can use it for anything. You could use this as a ghost if you wanted to, but I think the shining moment of it is the faces that are sculpted into the cape that's flowing in the back. But such a cool mini. And that's number 19 of 53, so an uncommon, I believe, but it's the Gallows Speaker. All right, the fourth in this one is number 8 out of 53. I saw this and I was actually kind of excited about it. So this is the Crocodile-Headed Mummy. Now, if you're doing any like Egyptian-themed games, you could use this as a creature. Sobek, I believe, is the name of the Egyptian god who has a crocodile head. So any warriors of Sobek or anything like that. But I mean, a really cool mini overall. I don't think there are enough interesting mummies out. I know they released some in the Boneyard set recently, and I think I got one of them if I recall. I have to watch the video back, but very well done on the paint job. The sculpt looks incredible. I like the two like daggers that it has. I like the fact that the mouth is open, so you can kind of see the teeth in the inside. The eyes are very well done. They're reptilian. I mean, it's again kind of a masterclass in understanding like the simplest colors and color schemes on a mini can give you just beautiful results. Other than using it for that, I mean, you could just use it for a mummy and have it be like, you could have it be like a lizard folk mummy if you really wanted to. But it's a cool mini overall, and it's a common, so you might get multiples of these. I'm surprised I've only gotten one multiple in this set so far, but we'll have to see with the last two boxes. So this is number 8 of 53, the Crocodile-Headed Mummy. And now for a mini that I saw, and I know it's a very specific individual in the Ravenloft series, and I just think it can be used for very weird things. But the next one and the final one of this box is number 31 of 53. Let me make sure I'm saying this right. Ivan Delisnia. So he's like in bed and just moving around with these creepy claws, like mostly dead, kind of like Mr. House in Fallout New Vegas. Sorry if that's a spoiler. But like staying alive by technology and being old as hell and just being carried around on your bed to go and talk to people. There's like a tube that goes from near his neck up to the top, which looks like it's a voice box for talking. paint job is well done. It looks just creepy. It'd be cool to use as like a benefactor in like a horror game of being like, yeah, this benefactor is speaking to you, and they're like, but you have to come in this room and it's hermetically sealed, and they're like, oh, what's going on? And they go in and they just see this guy and he's like, welcome, in like a really robotic voice, just to creep out the party and get them ready for, you know, what's coming. But I like it. I think it looks really cool, and I would use it outside of Ravenloft literally anytime, because it's just a cool mini. It'd be cool to have it like a necromancer in training, or an artificer that decided to be like, I'm going to study necromancy to keep myself alive, but used technology to keep himself alive first. So overall, really cool mini. Happy with it. 31 I think is an uncommon still, so that's 31 and 53. Ivan Delisnia, or Delisnia. So
all right, we are now into the last two boxes, and I'm going to save the heaviest one for last, because I like having some anticipation. So far, only one repeat, but who knows what will happen in these next two boxes, so guess we'll find out. This is also one that doesn't have a thing in it, but oh my god, this is big. Hold on, there's like a big mini in here. Let me make sure. Didn't have a large like holder thing that they normally have. I think I know what it is though. Well, we'll get to it at the end. So we're gonna get through our mediums first. I'm gonna put them out right here, and then I'm gonna walk through them. All right, we're gonna get this one out of the way first because it's our second repeat. It's number 2 out of 53, the Bagman again. I don't know how many of these you can have in your campaign, but like, why not have multiple? They're cool. They're awesome. I don't need to go back into how much I love this mini and how much I'm glad that we have multiples of them, but really, really cool. And I'm glad that I have two, because now I can gift one if I want to. Knocked over some minis because they're all right here. All right. Second medium of this box is not a repeat. It is a new one. Unfortunately, it's very hard to read what it is because this is not the best way to put it. So, this is number 453, which is another common. It is the Wax Replica. So if you've ever seen the movie House of Wax and you were terrified of it, you should be terrified of this. Imagine if like Madame Tussauds just came to life and melted in front of you as a unspeakable, just creepy ass horror. Really, I think well done paint job, because like it's supposed to be melted wax, which is kind of hard to get a hold of in plastic beyond just melting it. Creepy as hell. And like I said, just imagine like you have a D&D world individual who like has made wax replicas of all the greatest adventurers and has a museum of them all, or has a museum where there are wax replicas of things and they just come to life and start to attack people. Could be an adventure hook. Hey, we've had people disappearing in the museums and we don't know why. Our night shift guard can't seem to find them, and then the night shift guard goes missing. Just a cool mini to work with. I like the ascot that it has. I think that's funny. The detail on the cloak is also, again, well for the fact that it's melting, but really, really cool mini overall. I'm not upset that I got one of these, which is number 453, the Wax Replica. All right, so this next one I think is a is specific to Barovia or Ravenloft, but it is a really cool mini overall. It is number 20 of 53, so it's an uncommon, but it is the Necricor, or Necker-icker. Necricor. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. It'll be on screen. But it's basically just like a tube of
ichor that has it actually has something inside of it. Like you can see moving material inside of it, and this is really cool because this could be used as anything. It could be used as what it's needed for. It could be used as like just a prop on your table if you're creating a map. I think it's absolutely incredible. I think it's very well done. And even though, again, the paint job is very simple, but like the clear plastic that's like this amberish color, it is not the amber thing in Ravenloft, but there's a face in it that you can see. What you could do is you could probably like attach this to something and like light it from the bottom and make it like a base for undead creatures to come out of, or one big undead creature, and it like you can put a LED on the bottom and light it up. That'd be pretty cool. A very well done mini for as simple as it is, but like the inside just looks so cool. I'm very happy with this, and I don't know how to say it well, but it's number 20 of 53, the Neckricker, I don't know. You tell me in the comments. All right, we are on to this is the first like large that we've gotten, and I am not upset with it because it is so cool. I'm just gonna get into it. This is number 33 of 53, the Body Taker plant. This mini is ironic in the fact that it's called a mini, but looks absolutely intense and cool. Like, I mean, come on, just look at it. Look at the saliva coming out of the mouth that's just like drooling. The fact that there's a body literally walking out of the like center mouth of it, and all of these other like seed pod like things that makes it look like a lotus flower. So if you have like trypophobia or whatever the one of like openings and stuff is, I would warn you to look away. Probably should have done that beforehand. The color changing on the vines to like the red where the hooks are. This is just a very well done mini. And we don't have a lot of plants. Like, yeah, you've got tree ants and blights and shambling mounds and fungi and stuff like that, but there aren't a lot of like plants that are creepy and can cause some real damage. So I'm very, very happy with this. I love the look of it. Again, the paint job is just exquisite. It looks very, very well done. I have to say, I just love the guy walking out of the mouth and the saliva coming down. It just looks absolutely cool and intense. And I'm very happy with this. So that is 33 of 53, the Body Taker plant. And that is our first like large that we've gotten. We're now on to the last box. And this is the heaviest one that I could feel. So let's see what we get. We're going to go through. This one did come with a thing. I was kind of hoping for this one. It is quite large. In fact, it had to be put in with a wire thread. So let me undo it real quick as to make sure that it's ready, and then put it off to the side where no one can see. I don't think you guys can see. And we'll go through the OGs, the small boys first. Oop, we got a really tiny one, it looks like. Okay. Nice. All right, so we're going to start with the last of the smalls, or the first of the last of the small to mediums. Number 3 of 53, the Carrion Stalker. I wish I got more of these because they are definitely not something that would probably be alone. It'd definitely be good to have like a swarm of them to go up against the party. But it is still a really well done, well painted mini. I mean, the chitinous aspect of it looks absolutely incredible. The blues of the tentacles give a very nice like
eerie, natural look to them. Overall, a very well done mini. I am not upset with it. I just wish I had gotten more of these because, like, I would love to just throw like 6 of these at a party that goes by a grave site or something that, you know, there's a plague that's hit the town and they're throwing all the bodies in a pit and they have to go like find something, or people have gone missing around the pit and they have to go look at it and they run into these. It's just been really cool. But I'm glad that I have one. One is better than none. And that's number 3 of 53, the Carrion Stalker. All right, next up is number 10 of 53, I'm going to butcher this because I do not speak any Asian languages, but it is I think it's the Jiangxi. Yeah, I think it's the Jiangxi, and that's 10 of 53. I believe this is like a folk horror ghost from Chinese myth, if I remember correctly. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong, because I, again, have not read a lot of the Van Richtens, and I should do more research into understanding the cultures behind some of the work, because I am an anthropologist. I love cultures. So, but it is a very cool mini, and it's like leaning forward. It's not leaning forward in the way that most of the minis that we've come across lean forward, but it is leaning forward in a way that is like coming at you, which I think is really cool, because you could have this as like a mini that and like you could use it for what it's meant for, obviously, but you can use it for like if something is like coming out of a grave or coming out of a sepulcher or a sarcophagus of some kind. It's relatively well done on the paint job. I like the deep blues. I think it lends to the grayish skin tone very well, and I like I said, the dynamicism of the mini kind of coming at you. But that is a common, I believe, and it is number 10 of 53. And that's the Jiangxi. All right. The last medium that we have is 23 out of 53. I'm very surprised that we got not a lot of duplicate commons in this. I am not too upset with it either. But number 23 of 53 is Alanic Ray. And I don't remember their name, but the combat wheelchair came out recently within the past year for inclusivity of disabled individuals, and I appreciate it. I have friends who are disabled, and having inclusivity in games is very important, and having a badass like Alanic Ray is even more important, especially because he's in a wheelchair, but he has a gun and he's pointing it at you because he's like, don't mess with me. I don't care if I can't, if I have to be in a wheelchair, I'm still going to be badass as hell, because why can't you? The paint job on it is done very well. I appreciate the like metallics of the wheels, the reds of the reds of the chair itself, and just how he's like nonchalantly like sitting there and like pointing a gun at you. It's a really well done mini, and like I said, it's a small steps towards inclusivity in gaming, but being able to understand, and I know that there are some websites where you can custom make miniatures that have added the feature of being able to add like a wheelchair or some kind of mobility device to help if your character is disabled, which is good, because so oftentimes we have situations where there's not enough inclusivity when it comes to the diversity of the world. And like I said, it is a very small step, but small steps lead to big steps, and big things have small beginnings, as one of my favorite characters has said. So really cool mini. I'm happy to have it, and I will use it probably for many different reasons, but it was number 23 of 53, Alanic Ray. All right, the final. You could pause there and see what it was if you really wanted to, but the final mini, I don't even know if I should call it that, the final thing of this set is number 27 of 53, which is still a common, which is crazy to me. Or an uncommon, which is crazy to me. But number 27 of 53, the Zombie Clot. This was on the box picture to show you what you could be getting. And it is exactly what it's called. It is just a clot of zombies put together into one massive zombie structure. Paint job, again, masterclass in understanding how simple painting techniques can just give you the most grotesque and cool looking minis. There's details on it that have like faces like coming out and grasping towards you. I love that some of the hands have hands that are like grasping out towards people, like a hand made out of hands. It is chunky. It is very, very heavy. But a very cool mini to have if like there's mass graves or you are dealing with an undead place and you're like, there's no bodies in any of these tombs. Where did they all go? Just absolutely incredible. So I am super happy with this mini. I'm happy that I got it because I was hoping to get it because it's just so cool. It's just so cool. But yeah, that's the last one. That's 27 to 53, the Zombie Clot. So as per usual, I'm going to go through and give you my favorite paint job, my least favorite paint job, my favorite mini, my least favorite mini, and most useful, because the least useful will probably just be in tandem with the least favorite. But we'll start with the negatives first. My least favorite mini of this set. Who to go to? I'm gonna have to say my least favorite is also going to be the worst paint job, and that's the Vampiric Tatiana. You could have done so much better at it. It just looks like someone took a paintbrush and just blobbed on colors. It loses a lot of the detail in it. And while the pose is good, a lot of these are good minis. That's why it's so hard to pick. But two negatives and one, so both of them just at the same time. It's useful, but the paint job it just ruined it for me. I wish it was just slightly better. If it was, it would have been so much nicer. But that's going to be my pick for worst paint job and least favorite. All right, so we're going to go to my favorite. And that's hard to pick. I think my favorite makes sense. My favorite and the best paint job has got to be the Body Taker plant. I think it's so dynamic and it looks so cool. And just the guy coming out. If you saw our last unboxing video, the Endlin Moongrave we got, where she has like the tiny little figure inside of her. I just love when you have a mini that has a mini in it. It's just so cool. The paint job is very, very well done. It adds a lot to the structure of it. I can't really say anything else. I've already said most of what I said already, but that's going to be my favorite paint job and my favorite mini of this set that I got, at least. Now, last thing we're going to do is, before I go, close second is the Were Raven, but last thing we're going to do is the best or the most useful. And you could have guessed it because I talked about it a lot, but I'm going to go with the kind of two of them. I'm going to go with the Death Knight and the Skeleton Archer. Like I said before, having a massive amount of undead in your grimoire of miniatures is never a bad thing. And I think I picked skeletons when I said most useful when we opened Boneyard, and I'm going to say it again because you can never have enough of these. They are such a low CR for medium level parties that you can throw so many of them at the party and it really not hurt them too much. So I'm going to go with the undead creatures, even the ghosts too, but I think the Archer and the Death Knight, because the Death Knight can be used for a skeleton or a zombie of some kind as well. But yeah, so that'll do it. I appreciate you guys watching this and sticking around. Hopefully it gave you some insight into what the box set looks like, or at least a brick of these minis looks like. The spread is pretty well. The fact that we only got 2 repeats is not bad, and I'm not really too upset with them because, you know, they're ones I can give to friends and not feel like I'm missing anything, or I can use multiple of them if I'm really feeling sadistic. The set itself is fairly well oriented. I think a lot of these are very, as most box sets are, they are very specific to a module or a book that comes out, but a lot of them can be used for other things. And if you want any recommendations, or you have a question of like, hey, I saw that you had this mini and I was thinking about using it, but I don't know what to use it for, you can tweet at me on Twitter or tweet at the stream. That's mine is at Triforce of Courage with a 4. The stream is at Stream of MT on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. So I hope that you enjoyed today. If you could, leave a comment what your favorite mini was, what you thought was a good paint job and what you thought wasn't. Subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date on everything that's going on with the Stream Many Things. Follow us on Twitch, and I will see you guys next time. Other than that, have a great day, and we're just going to keep doing this brick by brick.